Lacrosse Conference. He had 19 saves in a win over UMass a few days ago.
As we are underway here on a Sunday afternoon. Beautiful day for lacrosse, crisp 48 degrees. And the battle you can see already on, and a flag down immediately here as the Blue Jays draw the flag here early.
Yeah, cold brew, and then they bumped two guys onto the crease. Now they're in a 1-4-1. Rutgers lost some of the action in front of the crease. Hopkins just missed the cage.
Degnan from 16 to Chauvette. Back up top, Degnan fires and scores. Garrett Degnan stepping in. Plenty of time, plenty of room. He brings the doom. Hopkins with the EMO goal early. Mark, they lead at 1-0.
Yeah, typically top center of an extra man situation is your best ball handler and your best feeder. In this situation, it's the best shooter on the field for the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays. Look at the 1-4-1, and all the four that are in the middle of the field for Hopkins go down to the cage. That sucks the Rutgers defense down. Degnan,
critical to this program. It's got a lot of younger players playing right now. Those two guys setting the standard here for the Scarlet Knights.
Well, one of those young players is number 7 in white, Logan Peters. He's making his first career start here today.
And Knobloch goes down low right away to the far side, and he gets Rutgers even. Leadership, Mark, right on cue for Rutgers.
Hopkins defense is going to have to regroup because number 27 in the red and white is a force to be reckoned with. Look at the shape. One of those young players is number 7 in white, Logan Peters, moving the ball over, and that's just a straight up sprint, split dodge from left to right. Quentin Kilrain, the freshman,
here early, get them even. They've got the ball again in a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, Scott, Knobloch, they're the real deal, but they're good-looking freshman, Colin Cordilla.
There's a long-range bomb from the far side. It finds the target by Amo.
Supplemental scoring, depth of scoring is what Rutgers needs, and they're a very balanced team. Knobloch and Scott are the prime-time players, but a guy like Amon coming into the game with a lot of goals on this goaltender, let alone a fifth-year graduate student, to make that kind of save.
Blue Jays down 2-1, just under 11 to go here in the quarter. Attempt coming across the top of the crease, and well done to put it upstairs by Brendan Grimes to get the Blue Jays even at 2.
You look at these Johns Hopkins midfielders. Number 9, Brendan Grimes, who just scored, 6'4". Matt Collison, number 16, 6'4". Jonathan Peshko, number 51, 6'4". When these guys operate, they are a load to handle. Grimes, a natural attackman, who is now playing the midfield role for Johns Hopkins, operating from behind the cage with a short stick.
One this week. BU got them, though, on Friday night. Knocked them from the ranks of the unbeaten. Shot clock at 8. Angelos up top. Inside the crease, Bauer tries to get his way in, and he does. We're going to have conversation about the crease. They'll say goal. What a play here by Bauer, Mark. This is a heck of a dodge to stay out of the crease at a very tough angle.
Johns Hopkins, as impressive as the dodge was from Bauer, look at this feed from Jacob Angelos. Short time, asking for the ball, flat-footed, whips it to Bauer. Bauer moving upfield, and then takes a step away from the defender, gains leverage, feels the defender on his back, and then
good save inside. Ball kicks out here to the near side off of the Stoller save. The Scarlet Knights on the run with Splane. Scott. Bouncing shot. Erlin right there on the scene again, moving from his left to right on that shot. Long-range bounce shot that time. from Howard, and another good save by Erlin.
Yeah, Erlin doing well, getting down low, got his body behind it, was not guessing on that one at all. Tracked it, identified it, saved it. Erlin now is on his toes.
I know you were a field player, but you got to believe that for every goalie, once you make that first save, here's a long shot. It's Angelus. Stoller didn't even know he was getting ready to crank it up. Stoller looking near side, hidden ball trick, and Angelus from just outside the restraining line, Mark, bangs it home, and Hopkins leads 4-2 on a missile from Angelus.
A little trickeration on a Sunday afternoon in Piscataway for the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays. Watch the middle of your screen. Number 23 in blue has the ball, and it looks like he flips it to Jonathan Peshko. The defense rotates. Stoller. Dummy move to the far side of the cage, and then the throw across the field.
Reset of the shot clock here for Hopkins, as Stoller got a piece of that. Degnan up top for Collison. Inside shot, Stoller with the save on Phillips.
Ooh, I thought that was going in the cage.
Stoller catches a break. Angelus providing riding pressure here. They still have time. Good double team though on the ride by Hopkins. Ball's down. Ooh. Big shot there and surviving it. Here comes Hopkins. 1v1 and a score. It's Angelus who finishes it off after a big hit. Aviles took Mark. He was kind of in a crouching position. He took the hit, survived it, and then gets his man wide open on the crease. Take a look at this, Mark.
Riding is such an important component of the game. We saw Michigan win against Maryland yesterday based on a tenacious ride. Aviles soaks the checks, takes the punishment, gets it down low. Transition lacrosse. The Blue Jays are off and running. Angelus with the finish. I think if you're Hopkins, you gotta find a way to get Russell Melendez, number 31 in blue, in some type of rhythm. Had such a terrific season after transferring in from Marquette. He's just been very quiet, almost invisible for this Hopkins offense over the last couple weeks.
Degnan trying to get to the middle of the box and fires and scores. Second time, almost the exact same way. A little bit better defended this time. Had a lot of room on the first one, but Garrett Degnan adds to the counter at 6-2 Hopkins.
We mentioned at the top of the show, Garrett Degnan adding a little bit of a dodging ability in addition to just setting his feet and letting her rip. It's a progression and development of his game. Nice little step, gets a defender to overcommit, rolls back to his strong hand. Slide is late. If you come sliding on number 40 around this area, getting them out here to SHI Stadium, you know, they've been kind of taken out of the game with this Hopkins run.
And it was 3,500 earlier this year for Princeton. Angelus. Collison. Off the stick of Peshko. Picks it back up. Caught by Angelus behind the goal. Collison again. Trying to bully his way through. Ball knocked out. Foot race going to be on. Good save there. Diving forward by Smith to put it back in place so it's not over and back. Peshko goes behind the head.
Seconds, and they called the failure to advance. Unless I'm seeing things. It was offsides.
Yep.
Offsides against Hopkins.
Scott shot gets blocked inside. Erlin reaches out, grabs the ground ball out in front of the crease. And the Blue Jays with Brett Martin using his legs as a one-man clear.
Great job by Martin. That's what middies are paid to do. Clear the ball, get it from defense to offense. Do not look to give it up to a long pole. It is your job to outrace attackmen. Martin does it right there, but this is a stage of the game where Hopkins offense needs to continue to produce. The defense is doing their job. Don't let Rutgers hang around.
I was going to say, you have a chance to bury your opponent a little bit here.
Do it.
Grimes on the far side. Chauvet. Shot clock at 30. Melendez. Ayers. Back to Angeles now with 15. Angeles. Oh, nice play in front to Ayers. Angeles, the maestro, creating, painting. And that time Ayers puts it home. It's 7-2 Hopkins.
This is the intangible that Jacob Angeles brings to this Johns Hopkins offense. This is pretty. Ayers, the freshman. Hopkins looking to get him onto the field a little bit more. But look at Angeles behind the cage, circled in yellow, draws a short stick matchup. And there's Ayers inside, and look at the drift. The slide comes and no one fills the backside. Ayers with
6 goals in a row by Hopkins. Cardilla with a great slide. Zulik. Amon. And that time Erlin up to the task. Deflection taken by Kilrain.
a good look. Nice feed. Angle, not the greatest, but you send that one far pipe and you might, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I know I'm forgetting some guys right off the top of my head, but you know, the Kirsch brothers, you know, just tremendous players and great tradition here at Rutgers.
Stoller with a great save to Rob Peshko from in front. Edwards collects the ground ball and gets it away from a triple team. And there you see the redshirt freshman goalie Brian spoke so highly of this week. We had a great conversation about him. Stoller taking that year to get better and ready to take over. Here's Koulis inside and he scores. Finally, the Scarlet Knights get back on the board after 6 in a row by Hopkins. It's Dante Koulis.
It's going to take a team effort for Rutgers to get back into this game. And this is the definition of a team goal. Stoller with the denial of Peshko right on the doorstep, the jump save. And then Mason Edwards grabs the loose change, soaks checks, takes abuse, gets the ball cleared, and then in transition, the sharing, the beautiful touch pass from Ross Scott. Look at this thing, soft hands, and Koulis with his feet moving, coming up. He's still playing, right? He's still playing in the PLL?
But, you know,
I know what you mean.
It's somebody at home that can at least shoot on you, somewhat. Down low, great save again by Erlin as he shuts the door on Logan Peters.
Yeah, that's the experience of Peters, coming around the cage, strong dodge.
Marking against the kind of schedule. I mean, look, he played in the Ivies. I mean, you're getting blistered with shots in the Ivy League. You're well tested. You've seen just about everything that a shooter has to offer.
Rutgers staying in that zone. Under 20 seconds to go here in the first half.
Down to 10. Melendez trying to go cross box. Pass intercepted. Splain's got it. Gives it up quickly. Down to 2 seconds. Down to 1. Will they get it off? Koulis. I hear the horn now. That should be a goal. And it is. What a finish to the half for Rutgers as Koulis launches just before the horn sounds. And he gets the Scarlet Knights on the board with a big goal to cut the deficit to 3.
Wow. You want to talk about going into halftime with momentum. The transition lacrosse by Rutgers. Look at the interception by Spillane. That is a snare out of midair. Then he's able to deal with the pressure. And look at the speed and the recognition. Beautiful job on the run out by Brandon Hund. Take another look at it. Look at Hund. He realizes he's got to get his giddy up on. Gets on his horse, recognizing, and look at the clock recognition as well from Dante Koulis. That is a catch and shoot with not a second to spare. Huge goal for Rutgers as they cut. Patrick Dean's number 46, long stick midi in blue, getting the lion's share of runs at the long stick position that since Quentin Kilrain, number 6 in blue, has been moved down to the close unit.
15 on the shot clock. Scott, up top, Knobloch. Fires, blocked in front, never got through. Brett Martin on the shot block for Johns Hopkins.
Smooth move by Knobloch. Just a couple of his shots today haven't made it to the cage. A little uncharacteristic, but Hopkins doing what they have to do, key on him, and they kind of withstood the first minute and a half, minute 45 of this quarter, keeping Rutgers off the scoreboard. So good job by Erlin, good job by the Hopkins defense.
Martin with the shot block, Scott Smith with the clear, and here comes Johns Hopkins offensively with Bauer. See if the shadows start to come into play here a little bit. Left side of the field, near side from midfield to closest to us, away from the fans, starting to become all in shadows. To the right, you see Stoller still in that bright sunshine. So he defends the cage to our right. Collison. Shot clock at 20. Mark Johns Hopkins had 14 shots in the first quarter. Rutgers went a lot of zone in the second, allowed only 5. Here's Bauer thinking from long range. They wave it off.
Saved by Chase Erlin. Oof. And then the second one. Great reflexes and done well.
Collison near side, back up top. Bauer will keep it moving to the far and gets it back up top. Angeles back to Collison. Degnan from up top. Shot clock at 25. Cut right down the middle. That's how you beat the zone. You cut right through it. Mr. Degnan on the move. His third of the day, and it's 8-4.
Rutgers playing the ball behind the cage in this little semblance of zone. And then when the man got topside, he did not go back to contest Angeles, the hands of Angeles. Take a look at Degnan, circled in the left, is just going to cycle the ball around. And the man on the crease has his back to the cut, number 40. No one accounts for him coming through.
Splain stayed on side so his defenseman could go over. Ross Scott ready to go to work here on the near side for Rutgers. Knobloch. Peters brings it near side for Scott. Ross sprinting toward the middle of the box. Knobloch goes down low. He shoots and scores. Little sneak attack from Shane Knobloch that time. Quick release on the low-to-low worm burner, and he gets one back for Rutgers. It's 8-5.
Big goal for Rutgers to answer the Hopkins tally. I'm really impressed with this split dodge left to right. This is the second time that Knobloch has done it. Circle to the right of your screen in yellow. That is just nasty. And he didn't even really split. Kept the ball in his right hand, kept a stick in his right hand. Rutgers staying in that zone. They're comfortable making Hopkins work for everything. Again, putting pressure behind the cage. I like that. You can't let Angela stand behind you. Stand behind the cage and just pick you apart.
Bauer back there now, switches hands. Shot clock at 25. Cross box pass, tough angle shot. Blocked in front. Penalty coming here against Hopkins. As they clobbered Machika. Splain sends it forward with a long pass for Scott.
Great job by Hopkins getting into the hole.
Another flag down here.
Maybe too good, as they're offsides. 7 guys.
Yep. So big opening here now for Rutgers. Knobloch Took the wrap check from Collison with no damage. Two delayed flags coming up here on Hopkins.
I think we're going to have a pair of 30-second fouls. Looks like there's going to be a push or a hold.
Cardilla gives it up. Amo puts it home. Mark, you talked about it earlier. Rutgers doing well in the substitution box. They did it right there, and they get the big shot from Amo.
We'll have to sort these penalties out, because if it's two technical fouls, they'll both be wiped out by the goal. But if one's a personal, Rutgers could have a man-up face-off. So they're both technical, both wiped out. But don't look now. Rutgers is within 2. This Rutgers team, it might be different faces, but it's still the same philosophy. They want to push the pace, they want to play tempo, and out of the substitution. Well, we talked about it earlier. Hopkins was in a position early second quarter, mid-second quarter to put this game away. They missed some opportunities. They let Rutgers hang around, and here we are.
Credit the strategical change, though, by Rutgers defensively to slow down the pace Hopkins was playing at after those 14 first quarter shots, and a bounce shot. Cardilla, he gets inside. And all of a sudden, the Scarlet Knights are right there in the rear-view mirror. It's Hopkins 8 and Rutgers 7.
The crowd's into it. You can hear them cheering here at SHI Stadium. They love their Scarlet Knights. Cardilla squeezes in between the double team. Look at number 88 in white, 6'2". The double has him right when he turns. Whoop. Thank you very much. I think Cardilla was actually a little surprised that he gets out of here, ball still in his stick, and he figures, you're going to give me that? I'm going to settle this thing.
It's a 5-1 run by Rutgers over the last 18-28 and 3 goals in the last 9:04 of that third quarter. The Blue Jays will have the first opportunity here in the fourth. Good work by McDermott. Throw that face-off off the wing there. Creating the push by Rutgers.
This would be a great time for Russell Melendez to potentially make a play. He's just a guy who just doesn't seem that he has any confidence.
Melendez on the near side wearing 31 here for Hopkins. He'll get possession right now and keep it moving up top for Bauer.
Don't let.
Shot clock at 35, 8-7 Hopkins, 90 seconds gone by here, fourth quarter. Melendez, ball deflected. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Hopkins. And Mike getting the deflection there in the passing lane. Shot clock down to 18 here for the Blue Jays. Melendez will fire and score. Almost as if Mark Dixon and Russell Melendez were on the same page telepathically. Just a howitzer from Russell Melendez, marking a 9-7 Hopkins lead.
It's what he needs. It's what Hopkins needs. The sequence before, when he threw the ball and it got tipped out of bounds, I thought he could have shot it from the other side. But this is a big boy goal. Melendez steps up, plants his feet, defender ducks, and he takes advantage of it.
Trying to throw that pass to Patrick Deans.
Yeah, Deans and Kilrain. I'm telling you, Kilrain, he's a dog that likes to hunt. He is a short stick. He is a long stick. Look at him.
He's an attackman with a long pole in his hand. That's what he is.
He wants to push the pace. He wants to gobble ground balls up. He doesn't want to sit back and watch everybody else do the work.
Chauvin up top now for Grimes. Melendez. Thought about it again. Gets to an open space and he scores! Mark, sometimes all it takes is the ball to go in one time for a guy. And Russell Melendez starting to step up in this fourth quarter when his team needs him the most.
Cardilla at the one end with a great move. But look at the shot placement. Gobbled up by Erlin. Got to place that one better. And a potential 2-goal turnaround. Because instead of that one going, Melendez is feeling it. Steps in, hesitation move, and then drills it home. Number 31 in.
Bauer. Key for Hopkins here now, scoring and getting the ball back here, because time and score becomes their friend. Melendez under short stick pressure, gives it up here for Angeles.
Now, if you're Rutgers, you got to respect the right side of the field. You got to respect Russell Melendez, which opens up that side of the field.
Long range, perfectly scoped. 11-7, Hopkins the lead back to 4 as the Blue Jays have now scored 3 in a row.
It's balancing the field. There hadn't been any shots really against this zone from the right-hand side until Melendez just hit his 2 in a row. And now there's Garrett Degnan again, moving around, goes to a space, and it doesn't take much, just a sliver, and he sends it far post. Good motion. And as we take a look, there's your screen.
I mean, he's like, LIU actually got out of Albany last night, or had to stay there with all that snow. So they won it 11-10. Knobloch with a chance. Erlin with the save. Rebound collected in front by Scott Smith.
Wow. That was a nice shot by Knobloch. Erlin has been great, especially down low in this game.
Dean sweeps it to the outside where Angeles takes possession.
Good defensive stand by Hopkins. That was a good, 2.5, 3 minute stretch of defense. The man up included that they killed. Then the turnover, you come back down. The Hopkins defense could use a breather right now with a 4-goal lead. This Hopkins O should take their foot off the gas just a little bit, use the clock to their advantage, and probably go to the cage with 15, 20 seconds left on the shot clock and try to get another tally.
12 saves now for Erlin after that last one here. 30 seconds on the shot clock here. Angeles inside on the crease, shot and a goal. Collison coming down the middle, and he puts it home. 12-7 Blue Jays.
The defense will set them up, and the Hopkins offense knocks them down. Chase Erlin has been terrific. He's got a cool dozen right now, including this one, when number 27 from Rutgers is staring you down. Oftentimes it's turn and rake, but instead we go the other way, and Angeles, such a handful behind the cage, drifts to his left. Collison cuts right. The dunk, the finish, Blue Jays rolling. Fourth period, the crowd was up, was loud, vocal. Hopkins, like you mentioned, they took some punches. They took an 8 count and then came back out with some counters. And I think it all starts today with Chase Erlin. You know, Erlin kept Rutgers at bay.
Knobloch goes upstairs. He finds a very well-placed shot just to the right side of Erlin. Rutgers with some life, 3:25 to go. It's now 12-8.
And Knobloch has been a force all day long. Watch him from behind in the end zone. Sees the matchup, denies the pick, and that crosses up the defense. Deans thought he was going to run to his right, his strong hand, and utilize the pick. It's like, oh my God, how did we not see that? But Hopkins did a really nice job. And that's the key right there. It's the flip. It's the fake or the give or whatever it is. How deceptive can you be? And Jacob Angeles was pretty darn good in that one.
Melendez has it, clear by Hopkins. And there were 2 guys there at the top of the box with him, but they were ball. They were watching the guy run, you know, who didn't have the ball because they thought he had the ball.
Right.
And because of that, it allowed Angeles to just stand up there and throw that one in from even further out. He'll hit from 24. That should put this one away for Hopkins. It's 13-8.
Hey, Rutgers just doing what they have to do to try to get possession, being aggressive. Got to give a lot of credit to the Scarlet Knight team. They were down and out early and just fought back, clawed back. But Jacob Angelis and Garrett Degnan this afternoon really belongs to those two.
And fittingly, Erlin on the high-low shot makes the save for the Blue Jays, and Johns Hopkins will win it here today by a count of 13-8. As you see Brett Martin hugging Erlin there. Hopkins defense and their goalie getting the job done here today.
Yeah, a little bit of an uneven effort for Hopkins. Good early, a little bit of a valley in the second and third quarters, but then they rose to the occasion as Rutgers challenged them. Hopkins had an answer. They finally were able to crack the zone